October 9th, 2018. I was watching this video back yesterday because I got a little bit bored. I was watching like my really old vlogs and stuff, and this was like this was like 5 months ago, but when I watched these, it feels like I was a totally different person, and I just had this wave of nostalgia just wash over me. That is a perfect segue into a video that I have been wanting to make for like 6 or 7 months. I want to share with you a story of how our family came to be and how our family went from living in Uzbekistan, living regular lives, to living on the complete opposite end of the earth. Now, for every story to be a story, it needs a little bit of a backstory to really develop the characters and the setting and the time. And I want to call this little part the early days. This was the time from when I was born to the time we came to America. So, here's my mom. My mom used to be a teacher in Uzbekistan. She was like one of those teachers that like everyone knew and everyone loved. She was like the best. This is her with the principal, with the vice principal. She was a pretty big deal at her school. She taught like literature, the Uzbek language basically. And my dad, there's like, I tried to find some early pictures of my dad, but there was none. He was a construction worker. He worked for his brother's construction company, and he was like the overseer person. He loves doing things with his hands. He can fix things, he can build things, he can paint, and he is also super duper smart, just like my mom. Literally, my dad, anything that he can do with his hands, he can do expertly. Now here is my sister. She is super duper smart, she loves to draw, and she used to love to read. Now Uzbekistan is one of those countries, it's in Asia, and like a lot of countries in Asia, it really values education. It's a country with schools with strict rules where kids sit like this on their table, and they have a question or they need to make a comment, they raise their hands by doing this and stuff. It's pretty strict. See right there? Their hands are like crossed on the desk and stuff, and then they don't like raise their hands, they just like, yeah. I'm only and then there's me. I was born at 9.5 pounds. I feel super bad for my mom. And I was blonde and super fat. Like, super duper fat. Here's some of my baby pictures. That's me when I was probably like a few months old. This right here, probably a few more months old. And then this right here, probably maybe a year or so old. Look how fat I was. Now, because of my blonde hair and very heavy weight. I was always different throughout my whole life, and I still am. I was always the kid that was just a little bit different. I would never look into the lens of a camera. I would always look depressed in photos for some reason. And most of the time on camera, I was just awkward. Whenever people would take pictures of me, I was either really awkward like this, or I completely owned it. I feel like I could never really figure out who I was. Sometimes I was like this, sometimes I was like that, and at school I was pretty dang smart. Like I was top of the class, like every single grade that I've been in Uzbekistan, and most of the time here. See, in Uzbekistan we have these things. It's sort of like a preschool, but kids go there anywhere from age 3 to like 6, and it's this place where they get this sort of like small, really light education. Ever since I was like super young, I could like always read like road signs and stuff in both languages. I used to be able to speak Russian too. Now not so much. And then I remember this one time I was in this like I was still in that like preschool sort of thing, and there was this teacher, and she like grabbed me at the end of the class, and she like held me aside and stuff, and she told me, "You know what, Abdulaziz, if there was 1,000 of you, my teaching job would be so much easier." That's probably the one compliment I will never ever forget. I was like 4 or 5. And then a few years later, about 4 or 5 years later, my little brother was born. There's nothing too special about him. He's pretty much average in everything, except everyone says he looks really cute. Whenever girls talk to me, it's usually to compliment my little brother's looks, and then they're always like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey," and then they're like, "Your brother's really cute," and I'm like, "Thanks." Everyone thinks he's super cute and stuff. That's like the only special thing about him. he got the looks genes. My sister and I, we're the brains genes. In my life so far, that climax has been our trip to the United States. And the whole reason that we were able to come from Uzbekistan to the United States is because we won this thing called a green card. Now, to get these green cards, these visas to America, it's like a lottery system, and when we entered, it's like a 1 in 500th chance of winning per year, and we won our second year. So that was pretty exciting for us. These are our green cards right here. This is my mom. Look at that, United States of America. This is me, right? I was like my baby picture when I was like 9. This is my little brother, and here is my dad's. And so about 5 months after we got these tickets, we bought planes to fly over to the US, and then we were on our merry way. Our life here, very prior to everything basically, like we came here in 2012, and at the very beginning at least, life was a little difficult. We started school like almost immediately. My dad was able to get a job pretty quick. My mom babysat a lot because she was a teacher, and she like put up flyers and stuff, and then since she was a teacher and she had experience with kids, a lot of people wanted her to babysit their kids. At one point I remember she was babysitting like 11 kids at once, and our tiny little apartment was just kids everywhere, everyone running around, and milk and foods and everything. It was crazy. This is actually tomorrow now. Last night I couldn't finish the video. My parents went to bed and then I couldn't talk. Now let me introduce you into the last chapter, or the current chapter of my life. Now this current chapter of my life and my family's life in the United States, I like to call this our Americanized, when we're getting used to America. I thought there was a word for that. Americanized. You know, we started getting comfortable here in America, and one of the summers we had my grandma come over and stay with us for the summer, and then like the next summer I think my grandpa came over. And then we started going on picnics, which was a new thing for us. Uzbek people don't really go on picnics. It was like a new thing here once we came to America. You know, we started going on birthday parties. We started like playing soccer and stuff, like in clubs. And that's it. That is our life currently. Now I'm a YouTuber, I'm in high school, my little brother is in elementary school, my sister in Uzbekistan studying, and we're excited to go back there for this summer. We're going to Uzbekistan this summer. We bought tickets for June 10th. Everyone in our family is so excited. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to vlog there.
Only one step. One step ahead of heartbreak, one step ahead of misery. One step is all I have to take backwards to be the same old fool for you I used to be.